Hello once again, watchers of good movies. My name is Nick Pell, and this is once again coming from my white room. Now, today I'm going to be talking about the movie The Wolverine. This movie came out last Friday, but I apparently did not realize that when I was figuring out when I was going to watch some movies. It's about a week late, I apologize, but that's how it goes. So getting right into it, the movie takes place after the events of X-Men The Last Stand, the third X-Men movie, and obviously it stars Logan the Wolverine. Hugh Jackman once again reprises his role as Logan. He does a phenomenal job as always. I found it kind of interesting for just myself, seeing how different he is compared to a movie like Les Miserables, compared to this movie where he's just two different complete people, and seeing the two sides, the polar opposites of his acting potential. And essentially the main plot is that back when Nagasaki was hit by the atomic bomb, Wolverine saved one of the Japanese officers. And now, years later, the guy is an old man, and he's dying. Logan is summoned to Japan to kind of make his last goodbyes with him. And when Logan meets up with this guy, he is given the option of losing his mortality so that he can die. This I thought was a very interesting way to go about the movie, because just based on X-Men Origins Wolverine, we see that Logan has been alive for centuries now. He's experienced numerous loss, he's experienced numerous events, and he's been a very prominent person, but he is, at this point in the movie and in his life, he really has no purpose. He's living on his own in the forest, in a cave, just growing a beard. He has no real will. He has no real will to fight anymore. But however, he turns down the offer. But despite the fact that he turns down the offer, he does lose his regenerative powers, thanks to the main villain of the movie, Viper, played by a woman whose name I'm not even going to try and pronounce. Her name is in the caption down here somewhere. And she actually does a fairly good job in the movie. She is kind of an easy villain. There aren't really many fight scenes with her like there would be in a typical Marvel film. She's kind of just there in the background, kind of just like the head honcho person, and then she kind of fights. She doesn't even fight Logan at the end. She fights his partner and gets taken out kind of simply, to be honest with you. So that part was a little disappointing. And throughout the movie, Logan is essentially trying to protect the granddaughter of the old man who he saved, who is the heir to his fortune in 3 days. And there are men trying to, mainly Viper, trying to take her out, and he is mainly protecting her. That wasn't a thing that I was really expecting the movie to be about. I didn't really realize that it was essentially an escort mission and a protect this person mission type movie. But it worked at some points, but at other points it was kind of cliche, just kind of typical things that happen. There's a romantic interest which evolves and other stuff like that. But that is the main premise of the movie right there. I don't really want to say too much else without spoiling stuff, but that is essentially what you are going to get. There are some really good actors. The movie primarily takes place in Japan, and it's really Logan's story. There's not nearly as many action sequences as I would have expected there to be, and it's really about him kind of finding his purpose again, and just kind of realizing there is still something to fight for in this world despite everything that he has lost. Speaking of losses, Jean Grey, the actress that plays her, she is once again in this film. She is obviously still dead because she died in X-Men Last Stand, but she has interactions with Logan, and those are actually kind of interesting, kind of pulling him towards just the idea of ending his life and coming to peace with it, or continuing on and becoming a soldier again and fighting for a worthy cause. So, in terms of enjoyment, I actually did enjoy the film, but not quite as much as I was really expecting to. I went into it kind of expecting a different type of movie, so that probably didn't really help it too horribly much. overall, I did like it. The ending is actually really well done. It has some surprises that I wasn't really expecting to see. I'll talk about the ending to the film after the credits in just a few minutes. Overall, good film. If you do go to it or you haven't seen it yet, make sure you stay until about a minute through the credits, because there's an extra scene which kind of sets up Days of Future Past. Yeah, that is about it. That is my review for the Wolverine. Like, favorite, comment, and subscribe if you so choose. I'd appreciate it immensely. And once again, my good people, my name is Pell, and once again, keep on watching. Without memories in my heart, the memories in my heart, the memories in my heart. And if you are still watching, you are here to see my thoughts on the ending to the Wolverine. Now, we have the big climatic battle. Now, the first thing which kind of did surprise me was the fact that we have Wolverine, his claws both get cut off. His middle claws get cut off by the robot with the heated sword, and he gets both of them chopped off eventually. The robot is quickly revealed to be the old man who Logan saved. He's basically out to get Logan's immortality. And he almost succeeds. Obviously, he does not succeed because he's Wolverine. He can't get killed, really. And he's in the next movie, so that wouldn't make sense. The old guy gets taken out. Wolverine unleashes his bone claws, which we haven't seen since the beginning of Origins. That's really the ending, honestly. They take out the old guy. Wolverine gets his immortality back, but he only has bone claws now. And the movie kind of has its resolution where everyone kind of goes their separate ways. The girl whose name I'm not remembering at all, she goes with him. So I would assume that she'll have maybe she has something over in Days of Future Past. Maybe she's dead. I don't know. But we see them get on the plane and they don't know where they're going to go next. That's how the movie ends. I thought the ending... like I said at the beginning of the review, I liked the action sequence at the end. I thought that was really well done, really cool. Had me surprised that the old guy was in the robot suit and that his middle claws actually got cut off and they weren't going to grow back or anything. But then, like, the ending to the movie was just kind of the typical ending, and it didn't really, it wasn't really what I was hoping to see in this Wolverine movie. But the little scene during the credits, where we see Wolverine, he's in the airport, and he hears Magneto's voice behind him, and unleashes the bone claws. So we see 2 years later he still has the bone claws, and Magneto basically tells him there are dark forces at work here, and basically we need your help. Logan obviously has no reason to trust Magneto since he killed Professor X. Time stops, and it is shown that Professor X is somehow alive. I really hope they actually tell us how this happened in the beginning of Days of Future Past. It's basically the recruitment of Logan, and I've seen on a website or two that Logan is going to be kind of the catalyst between X-Men First Class, that group of X-Men, and then the present day X-Men, so like Cyclops, Storm, modern day Beast, and then modern day Magneto and Xavier. So I like the fact that it set up Days of Future Past. I'm excited for that movie immensely, and I'm excited to see how Wolverine gets his metal claws back. I really hope that he doesn't stick with bone claws for the rest of his movies. That would be fun. That's my thoughts on the ending to the Wolverine. Like I said, I'm really excited to see where the series goes, and I really hope that he gets a third and final installment into his trilogy. I think he deserves it. Hugh Jackman deserves it, and he does a really good job as the Wolverine. So, leave any comments down below about the movie, what you liked, what you didn't like, in terms of the ending, in terms of the plot itself, characters, all that type of stuff. Like, favorite, comment, and subscribe if you so choose. I'd appreciate it immensely. And once again, my good people, my name is Nick Pell, and once again, keep on watching.